Welcome to the National Healthcare Safety Network training for the multi-drug-resistant organism and C. difficile-associated disease module. Henceforth, we will refer to this part of the training as the CDAD module. This training course section covers C. difficile infection surveillance and C. difficile lab ID event reporting. In order to fully understand this training, we strongly recommend that you first complete the NHSN overview. This session is directed at persons who intend to enter and analyze data in the CDAD module. This could include the facility administrator, patient safety primary contact, infection preventionist, epidemiologist, microbiologist, professional nursing staff, and other support staff that may be trained to collect and to enter data. The objectives of this training are to review the structure of the MDRO and CDAD module within the patient safety component of NHSN, to describe why we are interested in monitoring C. difficile infection, or CDI, in NHSN, and to provide detailed methodology and procedures for data collection and data entry of CDI events. The patient safety component of NHSN includes 5 modules: device-associated, procedure-associated, medication-associated, high-risk inpatient influenza vaccination, and finally, MDRO and CDAD. This module is intended to help facilities monitor MDRO and CDI and will help us to evaluate local trends and changes in the occurrence of these pathogens and related infections. Facilities can use the MDRO and CDAD module to report and analyze their MDRO or CDI data in order to inform infection control staff of the impact of targeted prevention efforts. Please note that the term CDI is replacing CDAD. Both terms represent the same illness and will be used interchangeably as we transition to the new terminology. We are interested in tracking C. difficile infection because it has increased in prevalence in U.S. healthcare facilities over the last 3 decades. Options for treating it are often very limited and therefore have important implications for patient safety. These infections are also associated with increased length of stay, healthcare costs, and increased mortality. In order to participate in NHSN, facilities are asked to satisfy certain reporting requirements. For CDI reporting in the MDRO and CDAD module, you must select either C. difficile infection surveillance or lab ID event reporting in at least one location for any month in which you choose to participate. Laboratory identified, or lab ID, event reporting enables a facility to calculate proxy measures of C. difficile infections, exposures, and healthcare acquisition using easily obtained laboratory data. Several documents and forms will be discussed in this training, including the MDRO and CDAD module protocol, associated MDRO and CDAD data collection forms and tables of instructions, and NHSN surveillance definitions of hospital-associated infections. Using the links provided, you may wish to print some or all of these documents to follow along during the training. Now it's time to discuss infection surveillance. If C. difficile infection surveillance is selected, surveillance for all NHSN healthcare-associated infections, or HAI, caused by C. difficile in at least one selected inpatient location for at least 3 months in the year should be performed. The months do not have to be sequential. A NHSN healthcare-associated infection is a localized systemic condition resulting from an adverse reaction to the presence of an infectious agent or its toxin. There must be no evidence that the infection was present or incubating at the time of admission. Note that we are interested in in evaluated infections with clinical symptoms that meet defined NHSN criteria for gastroenteritis or gastrointestinal tract infections caused by C. difficile. Facilities can choose to report using methods A, facility-wide by location, or B, selected locations. Infection surveillance is performed in inpatient locations. While reporting for CDI is required for 3 months, at least 6 months is required for participation in the NHSN patient safety component. No surveillance will be performed in neonatal intensive care units. NHSN reportable infections for C. difficile include GI-GE and GI-GIT. The event type on your MDRO and CDAD infection event form is coded GI, gastrointestinal system infection. The specific event type will be either GE, gastroenteritis, or GIT, gastrointestinal system infection. Facilities are also asked to report additional details of the infection. CDAD complications on the event form include severe CDI in the patient within 30 days after CDI symptom onset, and at least one of the following: admission to ICU for CDAD complications, surgery for complications, and death caused by CDI within 30 days after symptom onset and during the hospital admission. If the patient develops both GI-GE and GI-GIT, report only GI-GIT using the date of onset as that of the GI-GE C. difficile infection. Please see the MDRO and CDAD module protocol for additional descriptions of CDI complications. Specific definitions for each NHSN HII are contained in the article CDC NHSN Surveillance Definition of Healthcare-Associated Infection and Criteria for Specific Types of Infections in the Acute Care Setting. These definitions should be used when reporting any CDI event and will be discussed further in this training. As stated earlier, 2 reporting methods can be used for CDI surveillance. Reporting method A, facility-wide by location, means that you perform infection surveillance in every inpatient care area of the facility. However, separate patient days should be reported for each location. Reporting method B, selected locations, means that you target particular patient care areas, one or more, and only perform surveillance in those areas. Report separate patient days for each location that you monitor. This slide shows an example of reporting method A, facility-wide by location. Note that each location is selected. Again, patient days are reported separately for each location. This slide shows reporting method B, selected locations. In this example, MICU and SICU have been chosen for infection surveillance. Patient days will be reported for each of those 2 areas. Several forms are available for use to collect information that can be entered into NHSN. The Patient Safety Monthly Reporting Plan must be entered at the beginning of the month that you intend to monitor. This plan informs CDC of what you intend to report. CDI events are entered using the MDRO and CDAD infection event form. At the end of the reporting month, complete the MDRO and CDAD prevention process and outcome measures monthly monitoring form. This form contains the denominators used in calculating incidence rates. For infection surveillance, you want to be sure to report patient days for each location that you monitor. A separate form is required for each location. We will review the forms in more detail later in this training. Now that you know the requirements for CDI surveillance, let's try some simple examples. Betty Brown, our infection preventionist at DHQP Memorial Hospital, initiated surveillance for CDI in August 2008 in medical ICU, surgical ICU, and pediatric ICU. Because Betty has chosen to monitor in 3 locations, the reporting method she has chosen is D, selected locations. At the beginning of the month, Betty completes her patient safety monthly reporting plan. The next slide shows how she completed the plan. Let's look at each field that Betty completed on the plan. The facility ID is auto-entered by NHSN when Betty logs into her facility. The month that Betty is monitoring is August, or 08, and the year is 2008. Options for monitoring CDI are located on page 2 of the reporting plan. Note that for each location she is monitoring, Betty enters the location and the specific organism type. Since she is performing infection surveillance, she checks that box for each location. At the end of August, Betty had identified a patient in MICU with gastroenteritis that was due to CDI and had not been present on admission. She completed the MDRO and CDAD infection event form. The next slide shows how she completed her form. Detailed instructions for completing the form are contained in the tables of instructions. Note that she also answered questions concerning ICU admission for CDAD complications and surgery. Let's look at the form Betty completed in more detail. Near the top of the form is a statement that is circled that says, required for saving. When you are completing this information in NHSN, any field with an asterisk must be completed in order to save the record. Now take a look at the demographics field. Patient ID is required. This should be a number your institution uses that is unique for this patient. In addition, it should be the same number across all patient visits so that you can do multiple events for the same patient. Most facilities use medical record number. The other fields and demographics that are required by NHSN are gender and date of birth. Your facility may have additional requirements for entering patient name and patient race ethnicity, so check with your facility administrator or patient safety contact for NHSN. If you want to be able to retrieve information by patient name, you will want to put it in. Now let's review event details. The event type is gastrointestinal, or GI. This code was obtained using NHSN surveillance definitions described earlier and will be discussed further along in this training. The date of the event is the date the specimen that was positive for C. difficile was collected from the patient, or the date when the first clinical evidence of the infection was noted, whichever comes first. Since this was not an event that occurred after surgery, post-procedure event is circled no. NHSN procedure code and ICD-9-CM procedure code would be entered if this had been a post-procedure event. These codes are listed in the Patient Safety Component Protocol under NHSN Operative Procedure category. MDRO/CDAD infection equals yes must be selected if you are reporting this event as part of the MDRO module. The specific organism type must also be selected. The date admitted to facility should be entered also. This is the date admitted to the facility for that admission. It may or may not be the same as the date the patient was admitted to the location. Location in this example, MICU, is a required field. The specific event type is GE, since the patient had gastroenteritis. Each infection event type in NHSN has certain criteria it must meet in order to satisfy the surveillance definition. Once you enter a certain infection event type, only certain criteria can be selected. Since this patient had an acute onset of diarrhea, Betty checked that box. Because it is a CDI reported for our protocol, there must be a positive culture. Answer the remaining questions on the form. You must answer yes to the pathogens identified question. Since the pathogen is C. difficile, no antibiogram is required. This is a page from the CDC NHSN surveillance definition of healthcare-associated infections and criteria for specific types of infections in the acute care setting. This is what Betty used to code her event types and specific event types. Since her patient had gastroenteritis, she selected GI for her event type. For these specific event types, she selected GE. NHSN defined GE infections must meet certain criteria. Betty used these definitions in determining that her patient met the criteria. Since her patient experienced an acute onset of diarrhea for more than 12 hours and had a positive culture, the patient met the criteria. At the end of the month, Betty completed the MDRO and CDAD prevention process and outcome measures monthly monitoring form. She uses this form to report the patient days for each location she monitored, but she would also complete this form for SICU and PICU. She would still complete these forms even if she had not observed any C. difficile infections for the month in her monitored locations. Here is an example of Betty's denominator form. She has indicated the number of patient days per MICU and checked C. difficile as the organism type monitored. Now it's time to discuss laboratory identified or Lab ID event reporting for C. difficile. Facilities can use Lab ID event reporting to calculate proxy measures of CDI events, exposures, and healthcare acquisition using easily obtained laboratory data. A table of some of the measures that can be calculated is included towards the end of this presentation. A laboratory or Lab ID event is any non-duplicate C. difficile positive lab assay. A CDI positive lab assay is positive for C. difficile toxin A and or B or toxin-producing organism detected from cell culture or other lab means. A duplicate CDI positive test is one from the same patient within 2 weeks of the previous positive assay. If you choose to monitor CDI Lab ID events, required minimum reporting is as follows. Report each non-duplicate CDI positive lab assay per patient per month for at least 3 consecutive months in the year. This is testing for C. difficile that is performed routinely in the lab only on unformed stool samples. There are 3 reporting methods available. Method A, facility Wi-Fi location, means that you report separately from all locations in a facility. However, separate patient days, admissions, and encounters should be reported for each location. This requires the most effort, but also provides the most detail. Method B, selected locations means that you target particular patient care areas, one or more, and only perform surveillance in those areas. Report separate patient days and admissions for each location that you monitor. Reporting method C, overall facility-wide, allows you to report throughout the entire facility using single denominators for patient days, admissions, and encounters if monitoring outpatient areas. No neonatal intensive care units or outpatient dialysis centers will be monitored. Surveillance can be performed in inpatient locations and outpatient locations where care is provided to patients prior to admission or post-discharge. Here is a simple algorithm to help you identify a Lab ID event. If testing on an unformed stool sample is negative for C. difficile, it is not a Lab ID event. If the test is positive and there is no prior positive test for the same patient in less than or equal to 2 weeks, it is a lab ID event. If there is a prior positive test less than or equal to 2 weeks, it is a duplicate test and is not a lab ID event. Reporting methods A and B were illustrated on slides 15 and 16. This slide shows method C, overall facility-wide. Notice that single denominators are reported for the entire institution. However, if your facility has a NICU or outpatient dialysis center, if you are including outpatient locations, be sure to remove denominators for those areas from your totals. 3 forms are used for lab ID event reporting. The Patient Safety Monthly Reporting Plan must be entered at the beginning of the month that you intend to monitor. This plan informs CDC of what you intend to report. Each lab ID event is reported on a lab ID event reporting form. At the end of the reporting month, complete the NDRO and CDAC Prevention Process and Outcome Measures Monthly Monitoring Form. This form contains the denominators that will be used in calculating the proxy measures. A separate denominator form is required for each location selected unless Method C reporting is used. Now that you know the requirements for lab ID event reporting, let's try some examples. Bob Jones, our infection preventionist at Tinytown Memorial Hospital, has decided to monitor CDI in medical ICU, surgical ICU, and pediatric ICU. Since his facility is small and he is the only person conducting surveillance, he has selected lab ID event reporting because it is less labor-intensive than infection surveillance. Because he has chosen to monitor in 3 selected locations, the reporting method he has chosen is B, selected location. At the beginning of the month, he completes his Patient Safety Monthly Reporting Plan. The next slide shows how he completed the plan. Let's look at each field that Bob completed. The facility ID is auto-entered by NHSN when he logs into his facility. The month he is monitoring is August, or 08, and the year is 2008. Options for monitoring NDRO and CDAC are located on page 2 of the reporting plan. Note that for each location he is monitoring, Bob entered the location, the specific organism type, and checked lab ID events. During August, Bob identified 1 patient in pediatric ICU with a positive C. difficile specimen. This was the first positive isolate identified for this patient for the month, and therefore it qualified as a lab ID event. Let's take a look at the event form Bob completed in more detail. Near the top of the form is a circled statement that says, required for saving. When you are completing this information in NHSN, any field with an asterisk must be completed in order to save the record. Now take a look at the demographics field. Patient ID is required. This should be a number your institution uses that is unique to this patient. In addition, it should be the same number across all patient visits so that you can do multiple events for the same patient. Most facilities use medical record number. The other fields and demographics that are required by NHSN are gender and date of birth. Your facility may have additional requirements for entering patient name and patient race ethnicity, so check with your facility administrator or patient safety contact for NHSN. If you want to be able to retrieve information by patient name, you will want to put it in. Now let's review event details. The event type will always be lab ID on this form. The date specimen collected is the date the specimen that was positive for CDI was collected from the patient. Pathogen antibiogram data are not collected on this event form, so you must check a specific organism type. Since PICU is inpatient, The outpatient field was circled no. Specimen source for C. difficile will always be unformed stool. Date admitted to facility, location at the time the lab ID event specimen was collected, and date admitted to location are also required fields. Documented prior evidence of previous infection or colonization includes documentation by a healthcare provider or laboratory that the patient had a specimen that was positive for this organism. This includes institutional flags for known positives. Statements from the patient should not be treated as documented evidence. Additional questions for CDAT concerning previous discharge from the same facility must also be answered. At the end of the month, Bob completed separate MDRO and CDAT prevention process and outcome measures monthly monitoring denominator forms for each area he monitored. These forms should be completed regardless of whether any lab ID events occurred. Because lab ID event reporting is recommended for at least 3 consecutive months in the same location, Bob will continue his surveillance during September and October. Here is Bob's denominator form. Notice that he put patient days and number of admissions for each specific location. If he was reporting from any outpatient locations, he would report encounters. Lab ID event reporting can also be performed overall facility-wide in both in- and outpatient locations in your facility. This means that single denominators can be reported. However, NICU or outpatient dialysis centers should not be included and should be removed from the denominators. The next 2 slides show an example of a reporting plan and monthly monitoring form for this option. This is an example of a reporting plan when performing surveillance facility-wide. All is circled for locations. Settings are both, that is, in and outpatient locations. Organism type is entered, and lab ID event is checked. This is an example of the monthly denominator form completed for Method C, overall facility-wide. Inpatient days, admissions, and encounters are completed. When a lab ID event is identified for an outpatient, complete the same form as that used for an inpatient. Make sure that yes is circled to the outpatient question. Remember that for C. difficile lab ID events, a couple of additional questions need to be answered at the bottom of the form. Here's an example of a lab ID event form for an outpatient. Because this patient was seen in the GI clinic, outpatient is circled yes. Date admitted to facility and date admitted to location are left blank. The date specimen collected is used to establish encounter or visit date. Under the required for CDAT section, 2 questions have been answered. This patient was discharged from the same facility within the past 3 months, so that question was answered yes, and the last discharge date provided. Using the information you provide on your event and denominator forms, lab ID events will be categorized by NHSN in one of 2 ways. An incident CDI assay is a CDI lab ID event from a specimen obtained greater than 8 weeks after the most recent lab ID event. A recurrent CDI assay is a CDI lab ID event from a specimen obtained greater than 2 weeks, but less than 8 weeks after the most recent lab ID event. NHSN will further categorize these CDI events as healthcare facility onsets, or HO, community onset, or CO, and community onset healthcare facility associated, or CO-HCFA. An HO lab ID event is a positive specimen collected greater than 3 days after admission to the facility. A CO lab ID event is a positive specimen collected in either an outpatient setting or less than or equal to 3 days after admission for an inpatient. A CO HCFA lab ID event is a positive specimen collected from a patient who had been discharged less than or equal to 4 weeks prior to stool collection. The categorization of specimens shown on this slide is done by NHSN based on information provided on your event and denominator forms. Here are some of the proxy measures that can be calculated by NHSN using C. difficile infection surveillance and lab ID event reporting. These measures include the C. difficile infection incidence rate, facility onset incidence rate for the entire facility, facility combined incident rate that includes HO and CO healthcare facility associated infections, and admission and overall prevalence rate. Please read your protocol for additional descriptions of these measures. Shown here is a table that shows the reporting choices for CDI. Hand hygiene adherence and gown and gloves use adherence can also be performed in the context of CDI monitoring. See the prevention process and AST outcome measures training slides for descriptions of those processes. A complete table with all the reporting requirements and options for MDRO and CDAD is contained in the protocol. Let's do a quick review of CDI monitoring. If your facility chooses to monitor CDI, either infection surveillance or lab ID event reporting is required. C. difficile infection surveillance can be performed using method A, facility-wide by location, or method B, selected location. CDI lab ID event reporting can be performed using methods A, B, and also using method C, overall facility-wide. Lab ID event reporting is recommended in the same facility location for at least 3 consecutive months. Infection surveillance should also be reported for at least 3 months in the year, but the months do not have to be sequential. NHSN reportable CDIs include gastroenteritis and gastrointestinal tract infections. Facilities can use the custom fields and labels at the bottom of the event and summary forms to create additional fields of interest to their facility. This option is available in NHSN under Facility, Customized Forms. Congratulations. You have completed the C. difficile infection surveillance and lab ID event reporting training. Here are some important NHSN links for the homepage, document library, and MDRO and CDAD protocol and forms.
All guests have been unmuted.
Okay, this is Tranny. It wasn't quite the hour long that I was expecting, so we're going to just open up the line and see if we have some questions and some discussion. I'm sorry about the confusion on the start, but the best laid plans of mice and men. If you would, if you've got a question, just introduce yourself, and if we can't answer, maybe somebody else in the group can help.
Hey, Trinity.
This is Amy Kirby at Baptist DeSoto. I just want to make sure I understand. On the C. difficile lab ID, we're only looking at, because we actually test toxin and antigen, we're only looking at toxin, correct?
Now that part, well, on the slide, I'd say that would be correct, because
this is Julie McCord from North Mississippi. If you're testing the antigen, that's not gonna, the toxin is what you would be the most concerned with, and as far as my interpretation.
I guess the way that it reads, the reason I asked, because it talks about cultures or other methods of identifying, I can't remember the wording, but there was something that it said, and I'm trying to find it.
Really. It's really not a culture.
Right. But it actually has there's one more, it says, positive lab assay for C. difficile toxin A and or B, or toxin-producing organism detected from stool culture, and this is the part that can be confused, or other lab means, but then it gives the example of PCR. I just want to make sure that that other lab means does not, because sometimes we see patients with an antigen-positive stool, however, it's toxin negative, but the patient is displaying symptoms. So I'm just...
Right, and as you know, the specificity of the toxin test is not, 100%, so I can see why that interpretation would be. We use PCR, so...
we don't, unfortunately, and a little confusing. I think when I heard from another, I want to say it was from Tennessee Hospital Association or something, they had a webinar on this, and our corporate person said that the same question was asked, and they indicated toxin, but it sounded like they might not be too sure. So, I may need to ask NHSN, I guess, just to be sure.
Yes, I would. I would think that would be toxin, because that's what's going to indicate.
Actually, I hope it does. I appreciate it.
Hi, this is Cindy from the Health Department. I'm here at IQH with Vicki and Tranny, and I was looking at an attachment that Vicki sent that is the CDC, the instructions for the module with the how to complete the forms and that kind of thing. And on page 1219, where it talks about a laboratory ID event, everything talks about a toxin producing. Yeah, like you're testing for toxin, not just the CDS.
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah, it does. I worry about those that are antigen positive and are having symptoms, and without PCR testing, it's just a little bit gray there.
Well, and I can't remember if we're talking about this lab ID or if you were doing any CDS surveillance. But for lab ID, you wouldn't have the symptoms in. It would be specific to the results of your test.
That's true. That's a good point.
It has all non-duplicate CDS toxin positive laboratory results.
Right.
But, if you're doing this, where you're including the symptoms and that kind of thing, as you go through filling out your form, it asks you to identify what symptoms the patient's having.
Right. Okay.
So I haven't actually worked through the module myself, but that's just based on what I've seen.
And if you email me your question, I will try and get in touch with someone from NHSN and get a definitive answer.
Okay.
You got my email, btaylor@msqio.sdts.org.
Okay. Thank you.
This is Julie McCord again. In regard to CMS for payment beginning in January, isn't it my understanding that it's by lab ID event? If it is by lab ID event, we need to be getting prepared for that versus, just doing the other, because otherwise, I think it's going to be very confusing starting in January if we're doing infection surveillance, and then we turn around, now we have to do lab ID event.
Yeah, I agree, Julie. This is Amy. I agree. I saw that too.
This is Tranny. Pam Henry has put a presentation, I believe, on the MSQIO.org website.
Okay.
And the hospital data reporting, where she has given an update on all the CMS upcoming events, requirements, and educational PowerPoint. And I will verify that with Pam.
Okay.
Too, and Vicki can get that out on the website.
I'll send that to you.
But
If you can send us all the link to that, I think that would be very helpful.
Yes, I'll do that.
And she did come in here because I had a thought when they were doing the training. It will be hospital-wide reporting is what they're going to look at for your annual payment update. I do know that much.
Right, and it's not an outpatient, correct? Just inpatient.
I think it's just inpatient, but it will, and it's going to be every month. It's not going to be that 3-month thing that they were talking about. That'll be required in January.
Right, okay. So, the Lab ID event starting in January is required, but, for this, just what I'll understand is that you're asking for either or, for this project.
Well, we will double check on that because what they're doing is we need a baseline so that we can recruit that 1 in 10,000 days, episode. And see, what's that going to do? If I do my math right, the little small facilities who happen to have one, it'll show up heavier than the larger facilities that have a lot more days. So, but I work on this stuff is, we do the land work and we work with people with, the quality improvement, measures and trainings and educations, and there'll be a lot of support for the people that are part of the project, as we've always tried to do for our participants. So,
And yeah, there are some differences between the project and what CMS is going to require for payment. I'll send you out that PowerPoint presentation that Pam put together, and you can see the differences.
Yeah, because, it's going to get real confusing as...
I know.
If we're going to, expect everyone to be ready by January to really understand this process, and then we're kind of putting extra things in there, I think, that's going to confuse... That's my take on it. But.
Well, I'll send that out, and then if any of you have questions after you go over that PowerPoint of Pam's, email those questions to me. I'll try my best to get answers. Okay.
And we're going to have some further trainings on this, and we're trying to look at some ways that we can reach not just and we want to thank the members of our HAI land, because our HAI land, once we get people recruited, it's not as open as some of our other lands for participation. So we asked them permission to open this up statewide, because Pat was saying, this is something everybody needs to be prepared for. And I know that there's been a lot of work with the Clancy and the colony, but we've got to get ready for CDF whether we like it or not. And we're seeing some things out in the community, and if you see things that come up in the community, eventually somebody is going to bring it to your facility.
Community and hospital acquired?
No, but they're seeing more episodes of community acquired. We're just wanting to reflect the project hospital acquired.
Okay.
And CMS wants the hospital acquired also, correct? Not community onset.
That's right.
If any of you are interested in participating in the project and you have not received any information on it, email me or call me, and I'll make sure you get the information you need on that. Is there anything else you can think of you want me to send to you?
So that handout or those videos will be fine.
Okay, and we have put out, is there any other questions? Anybody got another topic in the area, since we've got a lot of professionals on the line?
This is Erica from South Central Aurora.
I have a question regarding the CMS requirements beginning in January 2012. So we're going to be reporting C. difficile. What else do you guys know that's going to be reported then?
MRSA bacteremia is listed.
Okay.
And that's a lab ID event, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. So it requires, surveillance on that, I believe.
Yes. And then, employee health will need to, report their vaccination, their flu vaccination number.
Okay.
I tried to send this information out to everyone, and I'm gonna send everybody that's on this list this PowerPoint presentation, and it will go over what will come out in January that's required.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because you have CDC requirements and then you have CMS requirements. And both have their own weight, but I do know the CMS requirements directly affect your payment sources at your facility. And what you will do, I believe, now Pam's got it detailed, I believe what you report in 13 affects payment in 14.
Or 15.
So there's some different parameters in there, so look at how that affects, and it can be up to 2% of your total paid Medicare funds. And that's why, infection control has got a big hand in the payments at the facilities. And with our, in saying that, we're looking at some avenues of getting to your C-suite to gain some support, because we have heard discussions and feedback from some of our facilities in the state when we asked them to start reporting early, so we would have a good baseline that when we don't have the staff and we're not getting our materials back like we need, and so some of that support is going to have to come from your C-suite, your executive branch at your facilities. And as always, you always need that, and we're looking at avenues to get that communication out to them about how valuable your work will be in meeting these goals. And
if I could, this is Cindy. If I could just add something back to the CMS requirements versus the CDC requirements. I don't know about the people on the phone experience, but what I have come across, if you are doing what CMS is requiring for the payment update, you generally cover everything that CDC requires. It's usually, the CMS requirements are usually beyond that, like the 3 months for CDC. Well, you'll have to do more than that usually for CMS anyway. So you don't have to worry about not meeting CDC requirements for participation in NHSN.
That's like you just meet CMS and you'll be covered.
One thing I've got a question. Now, of course, my background is not infection control, but I do patient safety for a number of years. Mrs. Tranny, has anybody found a good solution for getting, I believe it's clip collected, because I've heard that is real labor intensive?
We have a clip form here at South Central in Laurel, and I just have whomever the nurse is with the physician at the time of insertion to make some quick documentation on that checklist, and then they fax it back to me, and then I'm just going to utilize our EMR to get any other further information I need to put into NHSN.
So they comply easily?
They do. They actually work really well because I did get executive on board to, and we only have 3 or 4 hospitalists that actually insert the lines.
Well,
there was only 3 or 4 nurses that where somebody with them that are required to fill it out. There's a copy of it go in patient's record or next to your No, I just keep that in my office.
That's the same thing with Mississippi. We actually use the clip form from NHSN, and through our CUSH project, the nurses actually took all that information that we said was required, and they developed a form that was easiest for them to complete. And then then they put that in a designated location, and we pick those up and enter those into NHSN. Right now, the IT department is currently enter that. That's, like you said, it's very complicated to try to get anyone else to come enter that in the NHSN unless they know how to use NHSN. So right now, that's what we're currently doing, and those are primarily the ones from our ICU, and we have between the two, about a 40-bed ICU.
Well, let me ask you again now, did you say IT enters that into NHSN, or does it?
Currently, yes.
Okay, because I know a lot of facilities, it's put on the infection preventionist.
Which is IT department. But it has fallen on us, but basically I realize that's a little labor intensive, but it was real important to us to try to create that zero, and I think it gave ownership to the accountability to the nurses in ICU to complete that, so we can try to keep up with this a little bit better. I don't know how we'll continue that, but currently that's what we're doing.
Well, I think some of the facilities are having trouble because they have not gotten backing from leadership to say, you will do this. You will enter this information on this form. And so we're going to see what we can do there as well.
Yeah, we have backing. We use the CUST project, the CUST approach project for that to help give us the backing we needed.
And if y'all have got some good forms that you don't mind sharing, we would like, if you can, would you email those to Vicki? And so that if somebody has a need for something, we'll be able to share that information with those, other people in the state. And also, there is a little evaluation that comes on the WebEx, and it looks like we're probably going to wind down a little early, but also look at Vicki's SurveyMonkey link that was in the email, and please do the evaluations because we really use those to help plan our next meetings. Is there any other discussion out there? Anybody have any issues with, I know one thing they were looking at with the CDF is the antibiotic stewardship. That is something that we're going to be working on. So if anybody's got any good information like that, we sure would appreciate that being forwarded. And has anybody else got any questions? Or have any needs that they could get one of their peers to assist them with? Well, it looks like we're going to get out of class early today. I don't believe in holding somebody who's got a lot of work to do. Do your evaluations, and we do appreciate you all so much for attending. And please contact Vicki if you've got any questions or things that she can help you with. And we do thank Cindy Allen for joining us, and I've also got Sharon Kelly, our communications person. So thank you so much. Y'all have a good